15 years ago, I would have never imagined in my whole lifetime that I would have a university degree, leave alone a university degree in the US. That time it sounded as if I was telling somebody I want to go to the moon on a hot air balloon. I had finished high school. I was out of high school for about a year, still trying to find college education. It was my only ticket out of poverty. My parents could not afford education. We were being kicked out of our house. There was a possibility we would go and live in the slums. And that university education was my way out. My only hope were government loans that were given to university students. I had not made it into university. My grades were not good. So I found out that there was a college that partnered with a university, and if I got a certificate from this college, it's a community college, then I would make it to that university, and I would start my career, pursuit of my career. But I had a big problem. I had to raise $500. At that time, in our family, that sounded like $500,000. There was no way to raise that money. For 1.5 years, I looked for jobs, any job in the world. Every day I woke up and I worked for 8 hours looking for jobs. Tried to start my own small businesses, nothing. Now 2 years out of high school and I'm stuck. I can't get a simple certificate. 6 months of education, $500. I decided to go back to high school to try again these exams and try to get this government loan. So I go back to high school to try and get this certificate. To get these government loans. But my situation in the family is really getting worse. My mom is beginning to fight cancer, and we are poor. So there is no hope for that direction. So my education is jeopardized. I get exactly the same grade I got the first time. 3 years out of high school, same grade, stuck. Can't go forward, can't go to university. I say I try again to see if I can get it. I get a job and go back to certificate. I try again for 1 year, looking for jobs anywhere, nothing. So again, 4 years, I'm out of high school, can't get a simple certificate to go to university. I'm stuck, nothing is changing our life, our house is getting poorer. But I have no time. There's only 1 month and the window closes, I have to enroll in the certificate program. So I tell my sister to get me started, and then I'll figure out how to finish. She gets me started, and the certificate only needs 6 months, $500. But after 3 months, she can't continue. I'm stuck, 4.5 years, same place, can't move forward. I have to figure out what to do with the next 3 months. I can't drop out. That's not my solution, because back home there's poverty and my mom is sick and we are being kicked out of our house. I have to find a solution. I decided to do one of the most boldest decisions I've ever done: steal education. Stealing education was tough because it meant sneaking into a building that had only one door with 2 guards that checked student IDs every day. Mine was taken away, so there was no way back into the classes. I only needed to make 3 months of classes. Anyway, I decided I will try. So every day I had a crazy routine. I would come to college, walk around the building, stand from afar, hide behind a tree, behind a car, until the guards were loose, and I go in and I sneak in. But also it involved walking to college 1.5 hours every day for the next 3 months. These 3 months were tough, tiring, trials, disappointing. But I make it to the exam day. 3 days now, and I get my certificate and I'm in a university. The day before the exams, I can't sleep. I'm anxious, my heart is beating, my blood is rushing. 5 a.m. I leave the house to try to make it to the university and beat the guards so that I can be in the building before the exam begins. I get there, the situation is worse. There's an accountant there who hated me completely. He detested me with everything. He had warned me, he had kicked me out, and I see him there with a list. I know my name is there. There's no way I'm going in. 3 days, and I'm out of that place, but I can't make it. Fortunately, I see a group of students from my class leaving the building to go outside. I notice they're going to take the exam in another building. I run after them pretty quickly to fit in and go in the class. I make it into this class, find the farthest corner in the room, and I hide so that I can finish the exam. When it comes, I know I can do it in 30 minutes and leave before I'm caught. The moment I flip the first page, the accountant walks in. Oh, God. I slip slowly under my chair so he can't see my head, so I hide. But he goes in the front and he says, It's Levy Odera here. And that moment, everything was going crazy. I felt like 2,000 people were calling my name. I felt like the ground should swallow me. I wanted to hit the wall and run. I wanted to leave and sprint, but I can't. Because at that moment, the whole class has turned back towards me. All that embarrassment hit me and shame, and I'm in tears. And this guy is walking towards me, and he's saying, I warned you. You should not come to this college. Leave. And I leave. My hopes for a certificate are dashed. I can't get them. So what do? My sister, fortunately, gets again money after a month, gets me to college. I finish the certificate, and now I have the certificate to go to the university that I'd said would admit me. So I go to the university with a certificate, very excited. You would think I had a PhD from Harvard. I show up at the place, I get the forms, and I notice something shocking. The university says they no longer need a certificate, they want a diploma. 5 years wasted effort. I can't get into the university, I can't go anywhere, I can't get a job. Now they need a diploma. I can't raise the money. It's 3 times the amount that I need to raise. It's 3 times the period that I need to sneak in. That's too long for me, it's too tiring. So I decide I don't know what to do. My sister maybe should try starting me out again. I have no time. So she gets me started again, and this time it's harder. It's really hard for her and for myself. After 9 months, she stops. I'm left with 9 months. I have to raise about $1,000. I don't know where to get the money. It sounds like $1 million to me at that time. I need this diploma. If I don't get it, I can't get it to university. My house, at that time, our financial status is bad. My mom has cancer. She's fighting it. We have poverty. We can't afford even the basic needs in the house. It's just everything has hit a wall. I decide to do the impossible. I decide I will daringly steal education again for the 9 months. This time I know the guy hates me. If he knows me, the gods know me, but I have to do it. I have no choice. For the next 9 months, I go to the university. It feels like 90 years. Every day felt like a year. It was harder and harder. But I make it, fortunately, and I finish. Even the exams. The accountant never came to me, never looked for me. But I had a doubt because I figured he still has to audit my records to give me the certificate to get. So I figured maybe he's destroying all my answers and he's destroying my diploma. He figured he doesn't have to look for me. I don't know whether I'm guaranteed. I can only know that after 1 month. So after a month, the diplomas are out. I don't know how to go get my diploma because I owe him and he knows me and he sent me away and I can't make it back in the university. I'm left with 1 week and the university shuts the door to applying for the university. So I have to find a way to go there. I decide I will go, I will kneel, I will lift up my hands and I will say I'm sorry and cry until he gives me a copy of my diploma because that's my only way out. So I go there. It takes me 4 hours to get into the building because I'm sweating. You would think a stream is running under my armpits. My body is shaking. Everything is trembling. I can't go in the building. The guards know me. I have to go in there, see the accountant, kneel and plead. And I'm thinking, how do you even do that? Guy hates you. So I decide I don't have a choice. I have 1 week to get to university. I decide I go in the building. I walk in. It took me 10 minutes to knock a door. I was standing there thinking, is this really stupid? But I decide I have no choice. So I knock, I walk in. Fortunately, he's not the one. There's somebody else. I decide to tell boldly I need my diploma. So the guy says, wait here. He goes for 15 minutes. Felt like 15 years because I was just panicking. I wanted to run away. He comes back with an envelope. He looks at me boldly in the eye. I'm pretty sure this is a bill. Or if not a bill, it's a summon. It's a law or something, or some cops are behind there. And he gives it to me, and he's looking at me, and he says, congratulations on your diploma. I know I owe the guy so much money, and here is my diploma. And I have a ticket to university. And that diploma is how I even applied to come to the US and to universities in Kenya. I say that to tell you, that is the life of many, many Africans. Only 8% of Africans go beyond high school. If you get to college, cherish every class. The fact that you can walk in a class and not have to do what we do, it's amazing. Take every advantage of every opportunity. I could not go to any professor, they knew me. All my days were hiding. Cherish your university education. Do the best with it. Leave a legacy in college. Thank you.